Marion McEwan had made a comprehensive study of eavesdropping, and she considered herself something of a master. It had taken her years to finely tune the skill to step without noise, and to find positions from which she could listen to important meetings her father, the chief of the McEwan clan, held in his study. But the art of eavesdropping was not limited to listening to whispered conversations in corridors. No, it reached beyond listening and extended to refraining. It had taken even greater finesse for Marion to artfully pretend she was unaware of things which she'd previously, unbeknownst to the speaker, overheard. Which was why it had taken a modicum of restraint for her to keep her mouth closed and nod softly when her dearest friend Isabel stopped her in the corridor to reveal a bit of information Marion already knew. Isabel's brown eyes widened, her soft voice steady. "The Redcoats are here, in the castle. Kieran took their leader, Captain Hunt, into your father's study." She leaned closer, her hands tightening around Marion's in a desperate clutch. "I canna think their presence will lead to anything good." "Rest assured," Marion said patiently. "Father will keep us safe as he's always done." Isabel's worried gaze flicked behind her. She released a shuddering breath and looked ready to argue that point. "You didna meet the men outside, Mary. They are cunning. And I canna help but feel anxious that they deemed it worth their time to follow us back to Morag." A cold snake of fear twisted in her stomach. Now this she did not already know. "They followed you?" "Aye," Isabel whispered. "We first saw them before we reached Bongari." The ill-advised journey Isabel had taken to seek healing at the Holy Well, healing for a broken heart, had begun over a fortnight before. Surely the Redcoats had not been following her for so long. "What has Kieran to say of it?" Kieran, Marion's cousin who'd led the party to chase after Isabel and return her to Castle Morag, was in the study now with father and the English captain. "Only that he believes trouble is coming. He didna ken what they want from us any more than I do." Which meant whatever the Redcoats wanted from father was likely being discussed in his study now. Marion needed to hear what they were saying. She eyed her friend. "Your cheeks are paler than porridge. Have you eaten anything today?" "Nay, how could I?" Isabel gave a soft, warm smile. "I've been awake longer than the sun. I had to find Kieran and stop his wretched duel." "Did you find success in that endeavour?" "Nay, but it didna matter. Ian and Miles were the seconds, and they agreed on first blood, not death." Her lips curved in a victorious smile. "Kieran won." Marion's shoulders relaxed, and she pulled Isabel in for an embrace. Just that morning her mother had spoken of aligning Isabel and Kieran in matrimony. Perhaps Isabel's heart could be salvaged. "Kieran has agreed to marry me," Isabel said, grinning brightly enough to light the dim stone corridor. Marion could not cover her shock quickly enough, and it caused her friend to laugh softly. Marion lifted one sleek, dark eyebrow. "You're telling me that you rode out to Glen Ellen to stop a duel and came home with a betrothal, and all you thought to mention was that you brought some redcoats with you?" Isabel shrugged, but her smile could not be dampened. "Dinna speak of it until Kieran has discussed it with your father. But I am confident in the union. I spoke to the chief this morning before I rode out to Glen Ellen, and he permitted the marriage so long as I could convince Kieran." Which evidently she had. Warmth began in Marion's stomach and surged outward, filling her chest with satisfaction. If father permitted the marriage, nothing would stand in Kieran and Isabel's way. His word was final.